Hello and welcome. Today we are diving deep into a topic that feels like it's straight out of science fiction, but it's actually rooted in some seriously ancient wisdom. We're going to explore this wild idea that our reality, it's basically an engineered system. And your life, well, it might just be running on a kind of cosmic source code.
So let's just start with the big one. Are you living in a simulation? I know, you've heard it a million times. But what if it's not just some philosophical late-night question? The theory we're digging into today suggests that our lives aren't random at all. Instead, they follow a very specific, predetermined path that was, get this, initialized and set in motion the exact second you came into this world.
At the heart of this whole idea is something called the reality groove. Now, think of it like the fundamental script for your incarnation. It's not some rigid, straight line. It's more like a resonant channel, a unique frequency that you are tuned to, all set by your past karmic data and the precise astronomical snapshot of your birth.
All right, to really wrap our heads around this, here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll look at your life source code, then the very architecture of reality itself. We'll see how your path gets locked in and how that script plays out. And then we get to the fun part, hacking the simulation. And we'll end by tackling that massive question, are you the player or are you the program?
Okay, let's jump right into section 1, your life source code. Now, most of us have probably heard of a birth chart, right? But this model sees it in a totally new, really fascinating technological way. It's not just about your personality quirks, it's about initializing your entire world.
The analogy here is just perfect. If you've ever played a game like Minecraft, you know that a short string of characters, called a seed value, can generate an entire, massive, complex world. Well, this theory suggests your birth chart is basically a cosmic seed value that procedurally generates the whole terrain of your life, the mountains you have to climb, the resources you're given, and all the major plot points along the way. But of course, a seed value needs an operating system to run on, right? So what is the fundamental nature of our reality? What is this matrix we're living in? Well, the source material gives us 3 different but maybe not so different models to explain it.
So on one hand, you've got the computational model. This is the classic we're in a simulation idea. Reality is digital, astrology is the machine code, and your reality groove is just a very efficient data compression algorithm. But then you have the conscious energy matrix model. Here, reality isn't code, it's frequency. It's a field of awareness where planets are like giant quantum oscillators, and your life path is a waveform of pure potential.
Now, when you put that energy model up against the ancient Buddhist Abhidhamma model, the whole perspective shifts. See, the Abhidhamma model doesn't need some external programmer or a giant computer. In this view, reality is a self-perpetuating cycle, samsara, driven entirely by cause and effect, or karma. The groove here is something internal, a continuous stream of consciousness, a karmic current that just flows from one moment to the next.
And this is where it gets really interesting. This slide shows how these 3 very different perspectives, code, mind, and physics, could actually just be different languages describing the exact same mechanism. You can call the start of your life a seed value, a relinking consciousness, or a harmonic lock, but they're all pointing to one singular event that sets your path. It's pretty mind-blowing. So, how does this path actually get locked in at the moment of birth? This is where things get really cool, where the physics of the cosmos literally meets the metaphysics of consciousness.
The key concept to understand is the archetypal harmonic lock, or AHL. Just imagine your brand new biological system as this incredibly sensitive receiver. At the moment you're born, it tunes in and phase locks onto the unique cosmic chord being played by all the planets in the solar system. And that harmonic signature gets imprinted on your very being, setting up the core themes and the karmic curriculum for your entire life.
The Abhidhamma model from Buddhism describes this process like a super clear 2-step data transfer. It's wild. So, step 1, at the very end of a life, the final thought you have acts like a pointer, aiming your consciousness stream toward its next destination. Then, step 2, the relinking consciousness acts as the data packet, bridging the gap and carrying all that accumulated karmic info into the new body. It's basically a metaphysical handover protocol.
Okay, so the code has been downloaded, the program is initialized. Now what? How does this preset script actually unfold over the course of decades? How does it control the timing of big events, and even the people we end up connecting with?
Well, think about it like a video game. You can't load the entire game world at once. It would just crash the system. It's too much data. This is where the Vedic dasha system comes in. You can think of it as the simulation's loading schedule.
It's a master timeline that dictates when different chapters or levels of your life get loaded from the hard drive and actually run. So for a while, you might be playing the Venus level, and then later, you'll load up the much tougher Saturn level, each with its own unique challenges and rewards. And what about relationships? I love this part. In this model, a partnership is like a system merge. The ancient Ashtakuta system is basically an algorithmic compatibility test. It scores a potential relationship out of 36 points, or gunas, across 8 different layers. Everything from your biological frequency to your core temperament, all to see if your two programs can run together smoothly or if they're just going to cause a system crash.
All right, now we're at the part you've been waiting for. If life really is a system with rules and algorithms and loading schedules, that begs a pretty exciting question. Can we influence it? Can we find the cosmic cheat codes to, optimize our playthrough? Well, according to this whole theory, the answer is a big yes.
So this is where muhurta, or electional astrology, comes into play. And this isn't about superstition, it's about temporal optimization. Think of it like a gamer trying to find the perfect server tick to launch a major raid. You're looking for that perfect cosmic window to take a big action, like starting a company, when the system latency, or the obstacles, is super low, and the server support, planetary harmony, is super high. You're just maximizing your probability of success.
And then you have the upayayas, or remedies, which are framed here as system patches or cheat codes. So, mantras? They become a form of sonic reprogramming, like active noise cancellation for all that negative cosmic static. Gemstones? They're like resonance filters, helping you amplify the planetary signals you want more of and dampen the ones you don't. And charity, or dana, becomes a form of karmic offsetting, a way to balance your metaphysical books.
And all of this leads us right to the philosophical core of this entire idea. I mean, if our path is preset and our timelines are scheduled, but we also have cheat codes, then what are we really? Are we just programs running a script, or are we players who have some actual agency?
So on the one side, you have a kind of soft determinism. Your prarabdha karma is the part of your destiny that is absolutely fixed. It's the level design of your life. You can't change the game that you've been dropped into. The environment, the main challenges, the basic setup, that was all locked in by the initial code.
But, and this is a huge but, here's the twist. The Abhidhamma model says that inside every single thought process, there's a special stage called jhana, and this stage gives you 7 incredibly brief moments of what you could call right access to your own code. It's in these moments, how you consciously choose to react to the challenges the game throws at you, that you generate new karma and literally modify your own future path.
Which leaves us with this final, really provocative question to chew on. Is your life just an unfolding script that you are passively acting out, like a non-player character, an NPC in a vast video game? Or are you a lucid dreamer, slowly waking up inside the dream, learning the rules of the construct, and beginning to consciously, deliberately navigate your own reality groove? The choice, it would seem, happens in every single moment.